We make ambidextrous trigger lock springs, pintle lock springs. We make springs for a lot of the armored personnel carriers. We make springs for the drones, for the resting hook that catches the cable when they land. And then we get fun things from maybe Johns Hopkins Applied Physics, where we're working on a bionic hand, or we spent a fair amount of time working on the tool that they used to repair the Hubble telescope, because we kept adjusting the spring to get the right amount of torque that it was going to work in those very, very cold temperatures in outer space, and to have the right amount of torque when they're trying to use it in the temperature and the coldness and the zero gravity. I'm fourth generation in this business, and if any of the previous three generations had stayed the course of what the business was, we wouldn't be here. So we started looking at what else we could do without changing too much of who we were. And we saw an opportunity because we were making springs for what I call the weekend racers already. And I kind of decided, it was good business. It's not something that everybody can do. And why not just put a name to it and find a way to make that work? And it didn't take too much thinking before we realized that not too many people wanted to put Kirk-Habicht springs on their race car or on their high-performance sedan. So we thought about it and came up with the name Road Magnet, and the rest is kind of history. We made little decals at the beginning and put them out in a couple of the shops, and we actually saw Road Magnet decals on cars before we ever made the first Road Magnet spring. Road Magnet product line will allow us to, on paper, it should double the size of our company as far as our revenue side, without really investing any additional capital at this point. You have limited resources, and everybody in this building, we only have 17 employees, and everybody's wearing many hats. So it becomes difficult to make these kinds of improvements that RMI and the Green Team have been able to help us with. So having a little guidance and having information available to us and learning from other companies that are part of the Green Team has been invaluable. We're going to be installing some sensors in various areas, and particularly out in the area where the heavy road magnet springs are produced. At the end of the day, we can shut down everything using air, and you can hear leaks. We came in with a leak detection team that it picks up the frequency of like a dog whistle kind of thing. They identified 11 leaks. We repaired those. Now our air compressor doesn't come on for at least an hour and a half, more towards an hour and 45 minutes before it cycles on at all. So that is a huge savings there. So we're going to be calculating. We already know what our electric cost is. We know what that air compressor draws. We just have to do all the math to know exactly what our savings are, and we'll have that published on the website. Growth in the business is going to be strictly from the suspension spring side. There's very few people that will make custom suspension springs for you and powder coat them the color that you want to match the vehicle that you're renovating or repairing. And those are all things that we've been able to do. So from the time somebody orders the springs, it's only a matter of a couple of days before we're able to ship them in the color that they want. And they're made to last the life of the vehicle. And because of all these nice little things, we kind of have this cult-like following that people tell their friends, that tell their other friends, and because of that, we don't have to spend a lot of money doing advertising in magazines. So we kind of consider ourselves one of the best kept secrets in the suspension spring business.